The real thing here I want to get to, and Bill Scher wrote about this in his column, I think it was this morning on ourfuture.org. He was on the last show. He said, let's be serious with ourselves. The media isn't taking sexual harassment seriously. It's merely running its sensationalized story playbook, creating a whodunit game show for viewers to play at home. Reporters know Herman Cain's not going to be president because he's a joke and it's a joke campaign. I don't actually know. I agree with Bill Scher that Herman Cain has no shot of being the president, but I don't think that's the general consensus. I think there's still people who think Herman Cain is a legitimate candidate and that therefore it's important to talk about these allegations, for lack of a better term.
Important enough to pay people to invent these accusations?
Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. I actually do think that's a good point, though. Most mainstream media coverage of this is not discussing the fact that if this is true, these are very serious allegations. Sexual harassment is a serious thing. The fact that this is people's lives is kind of lost on a lot of the coverage that we're seeing. It's just there's these allegations, there's a settlement, the National Restaurant Association, Cain made gestures or he said something, but we're not really discussing the fact that we're talking about something very serious and it's not really being taken seriously.
Right. What's, well, I mean, it's all about the candidate. That's it.
It is. And so we have this third claim. The claim is that from this woman is that she worked with Herman Cain in the late 1990s. She told the AP yesterday. She said this included a private invitation to Cain's corporate apartment. There were sexually suggestive remarks and gestures, a lot of other things going on. Mark Block, the smoking campaign manager, said no comment when he was asked about this new allegation. Cain is looking more and more frazzled every time I see him. He seems distraught about this.
Yeah, well, this is just snowballing, you know?
It is. And, James Carville said it really well, which is that if this were, he should have taken this head on. It's been a week. We still don't really have clarity about what is Herman Cain's position, what does or doesn't he remember. If it were Bill Clinton, the way James Carville did when Clinton was running, you put him on 60 Minutes because he can handle himself. He does lie on 60 Minutes, but you put him on there and hopefully you're addressing it head on. You can't do that with Cain. You put Cain on 60 Minutes, this thing falls apart even more.
Himself. Yeah.
That's the last thing you want is Herman Cain talking to anybody.
Right.
And even Haley Barbour said, Mississippi governor said, what are the facts? If you have a confidentiality agreement that's keeping us from finding out about this, go and get the facts out. Fix that. And I don't know. The other question is, was this planted in some way? And then we have to say, what does a plant mean? Because if the story is true, then does it matter whether it came from the Rick Perry campaign or the Mitt Romney campaign? I don't think so. There's a number of angles on this. One angle is that an individual formerly involved with the National Restaurant Association, who is now involved with a super PAC that is supporting Rick Perry, may have leaked this. They have denied this. They've denied this altogether. I believe it was on Seattle's KPTK. I may be wrong about that. Just yesterday he said, no, Rick Perry campaign, this has nothing to do with Rick Perry. It turns out then also that now there are actually high-level NRA, National Restaurant Association staffers that are big Mitt Romney supporters. Maybe they've leaked this. And my question really is, does it matter? If this is true, does the public not deserve to know?
Right. I mean, it doesn't matter. If there was a confidentiality agreement, clearly it's been breached. If people are at fault legally, it doesn't matter. It's still going to have no effect on the campaign.
But my
He's already
question
been
is,
smeared.
I'm saying something else, which is, if this is true, if this really is in Herman Cain's past, is it really at all less important if one of his opponent's supporters leaked it? I would argue no.
No, I don't think so.
What do you think on that, Natan?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the allegation, the reality of the facts speak for themselves. I mean, whether Perry, Romney, or some unknown third party got the information out doesn't make any difference as to whether it's true.
I completely agree.
I think the voters voting for these people might want to know
where the source
it came
is.
from.
Yeah.
Will it
Simultaneously, there is certainly no lack of incentive from anybody who supports Rick Perry to put out something that would hurt his opponents, because Rick Perry is continuing to fall apart, and it's pretty embarrassing.